For some people, the only tool in their bag is fuck it. Like that's the only tool that they got to change the way that they feel. Because they grew up in an environment where no one taught them about emotions or how to emotionally regulate or change their mood. So then when they don't like the way they feel and they go in their bag, that's the only tool that's in there. And it can be very effective at changing the way someone feels in the moment. They can go from pain to pleasure, just like that. And I could relate to that because when I was younger and I was depressed or anxious, sad, afraid, angry, I didn't like the way I felt. And I went in my bag and I pulled that out. It was effective. I don't like how I feel, so fuck it. Let me just cut class. Let me just go talk to this girl. Let me just get drunk. Let me get high. Let me eat this food. Let me spend this money I don't have. Let me engage in this maladaptive coping mechanism, these behaviors that will instantly change the way I feel in the moment, despite long-term consequences. And I knew that. I knew there was gonna be a price tag on the back end. I knew better, I just didn't do better, because in the moment I was on some fuck it mentality, because it was the fastest way to change the way I felt in that moment. And it's a very dangerous phrase, fuck it. They say a lot of people end up in the cemetery or the penitentiary and their last words were fuck it. As we get older, we develop a bag full of tools to change the way we feel. Truth be told, that tool is still in my bag, that fuck it tool, but the way in which I use that tool has drastically changed. I flipped it upside down. I no longer use it the same way, which means it no longer brings me instant gratification in the moment despite long-term consequences on the back end. You see, I don't like waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's still dark out. It's cold. My bed feels warm, but that's the time that I have carved out to get my workout done. So fuck it, let me just go get this workout done. I don't always like moving that heavy weight, but use it or lose it. It's the only way I can stay in shape. So fuck it, let me just move this heavy weight. I don't like running. I've never been good at running, but I know running is good for me and my dog loves it too, so fuck it, let me just go get this run done. I don't like reading and writing, but I know reading and writing is good for me intellectually and emotionally, so fuck it, let me just read a little bit and write a little bit. I don't like practicing meditation, sitting down, focusing on my breathing, using my breath as an anchor, but I know meditation is very effective at alleviating mental health symptoms and grounding me in the present moment and helping me practice acceptance. So fuck it, let me just sit down and practice my meditation for a couple minutes and go through my habit share and check the things off that I don't want to do in the moment, that can be very uncomfortable in the moment, so that I can achieve or get something on the back end. So it's the opposite now. Whereas before it was, fuck it, let me just feel good now and have instant gratification and do whatever I want now to feel good despite long-term consequences. Now I'm gonna turn and face the things I don't wanna face. I'm gonna make myself feel uncomfortable so that I can be rewarded later. And this is not just true for physical health or financial success. This is true for your mental health. Sometimes you have to have a fuck it mentality when it comes to mental health too. And I know that's not a clinical phrase, but it can be very effective for people if used properly. If you can turn it upside down and use it to your advantage, because we don't want to face our pain, our inner demons, our depression, our anxiety, our trauma. We don't want to face those things. It can be very uncomfortable in the moment to turn towards them. So then what do? We escape from them. We engage in maladaptive coping mechanisms. We push them down, we suppress them, we lock them inside hoping they'll go away, but they're not gonna go away. They'll just bubble to the surface until you address them, until you process them, until you unpack them. So fuck it, I might as well face those things. I might as well deal with them. I might as well talk about them. I might as well write on them. I might as well read about them and educate myself, so that I can address them, so that I can have peace and serenity on the other side of this. So if you're stuck in those dark corners of those dark rooms with those dark thoughts illuminated by a Bic lighter, and you have a mentality of, fuck it, let me just get high and feel instant gratification now, despite long-term consequences, I'm urging and suggesting you to take that mentality and flip it upside down and say, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I don't wanna do in the moment. I'm gonna turn towards my inner demons and I'm gonna deal with my mental health symptoms and I'm gonna seek out support and I'm gonna open up and expose vulnerability and fuck it, let me just read on this and write on this and meditate on this so that I can address my symptoms and have the life that I know that I'm deserving of. Timber approves this message.